Hey, what's going on, you guys? It is Kojin here, and today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about WonderKing beginner tips. I've been playing probably for about 4 to 5 days now, and I have a few things that I just wanted to break down for you guys. Simply, we should go ahead and just kind of get started. I'm thinking that the first thing that we should talk about here is our skill building. For one, this is actually kind of complicated in this game. It's probably the most complicated part for most people who are in the beginning. Eventually, obviously, there's other things that kind of happen and, happen down the line, whatever the case may be. But for the most part, skill building is very, very crucial. So this is a huge part of the game, and being able to do as much DPS as possible from the top on the way to the bottom. So first off, I would like to say, do not freely use your skill points. This is very, very massive. Currently there are no class resets at all. So like literally you cannot, if you mess up on your skill build, it's just stuck there unless you want to restart your character over. For me, I invest heavily only into passives and party buffs until I get to level 201. So by the time I hit level 201, pretty much I have all of the passives that I get in the meantime maxed out. So like, for example, this is a passive, these two are passives. The only reason why I have these two maxed out is because they're a part of my skill build. Soon we'll be like unlocking and showing you guys a good skill build for what you're doing and going forward. Next up, we again have our passives, and also on the second jobs typically is when you get your class buff. For me, this basically increases our attack damage by 20% per level, and obviously as you can see there, that they'll use pretty much until they hit level 201, but I suggest not maxing out any skills until you hit level 201. At least have a few skills that are only level 1. Okay, next up, I wanted to talk a little bit about goal progression and development. This one was actually kind of hard for me to figure out, but it took me, talking to a lot of players that are around, Korean, English, and even some Spanish players, just for me to kind of get this right. So for all you guys who are just kind of curious of what you should do, one of my biggest things that I like to tell people, especially when they're starting out, is to try and minimize the amount of gold that's being spent on buying potions and buying new gear under level 190. Try to save as much money as possible for character development traits. For some of you guys who don't know, character development traits is pretty much under this button right here. You click this button here, and pretty much as you can see here, there is a gem side where basically you can spend money, like real cash money, to actually develop your character a little bit better, or you can come over here and you can spend gold to develop your character, which is currently what I'm doing. Right now I have about 72 billion, and I'm just kind of holding on to it to continuously develop my character as things start to come out. There's obviously a lot still being worked on here with the game, especially. There's still a lot of development that needs to be done. So in the meantime, we're just kind of, slowly filling out our stats and developing our characters as the game progresses. Hopefully within the next month or two, because it seems that they're having like weekly updates that, we'll see something else of this nature continuously coming from that. Gather gold from being in parties with other members. For every person attending the party in the same room with you, you'll receive 20% more EXP and Zed per person. So this is massive. A lot of people in this game you'll find just kind of leeching or sitting around just trying to figure out exactly how they're gonna plot their next thing. And for most people right now, what they like to do is just kind of leech, and pretty much you'll get one party leader that's doing the most DPS, and then everybody else below them will pretty much just be leeching XP and gold off of them. It's pretty similar to how it was in MapleStory. I don't know if it's still similar to MapleStory. You open map grind pretty much to get gold, EXP, Zed, and also to find devil challenge coupons, which pretty much they're kind of also a rare drop. Pretty much these are like challenge coupons, and you have to fight like 1,000, 2,000 monsters, and if you do it within like 5 minutes or whatever, then you get like this huge prize or whatever. So it's actually kind of nice. It all kind of balances out pretty well, and you get some pretty good Zed from it too. So very, very good. I suggest using Google Lens to help you out with the language barrier, because I know that some people are kind of struggling with that. To the photo, and pretty much you can take a picture of the game and it will translate anything on your screen. So for me, this isn't no like advertisement or anything, just letting you know that that's probably the best thing to do. King grinding session notes. This is from my first time going to 201, so I decided to try and gather some information going past 201 parties. I already mentioned this to you guys again, but again, this is a huge deal. So best EXP within parties, you gain 20% more between that's in the party to a maximum of 5. Huge deal. Party buffs are a huge help while you're grinding, so for you guys who are, leeching in the party, be sure to be using your party buff while you're there. It's a huge deal to the actual main DPSer. Next up, acquire Zed while farming EXP. This is pretty much a lot of the same talking points. Solo grinding really doesn't start until like level 287. You can start to farm gold at a little bit higher rates. It's typically around the time where you'll actually start to farm North Lab. So at that point, you want to start. And then also be sure to do your daily bosses for daily chances to get a new weapon. And pretty much for you guys who are also looking for your boss raids, it's also under that same tab, and you'll get to see all the bosses that you need to fight for the day. First off, obviously, since I'm only strong enough to do Prunius, I'm just going to be stuck doing Prunius for right now, which is totally fine. And you can do it once per character, so in my suggestion, I would level up all 3 characters as fast as possible, and then trying to move up from there. Last but not least, you'll need to grind 210 to receive most of the next set quests. So pretty much from level 201 to 210, you're pretty much going to have to leech. Next up, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the common WonderKing bugs. There's a few of them that I've run into, so I just kind of wanted to talk about them for a little bit. Currently, sometimes your hotkeys will stop working. In order to fix this, you just want to swap out your hotkeys. So like, for example, if I press A and my skill doesn't work, I will just need to pretty much switch out this key with something else and then press it in that key slot. So for example, if I move A and Z around and then I flop these 2 back around, then it should start working again for you guys who are kind of struggling with that. Pet loot currently is bugged. Even though they're charging $44 for a pet, I suggest do not worry about pets too much right now. Again, it's kind of bugged, so for most people, it's a little bit of a struggle to kind of, keep that pet going. Next up, sometimes in the tutorial, where the third quest where you get asked to buy a potion and turn in the quest, it doesn't work properly. Just try to relog to fix the issue. Nothing too crazy. But again, you guys, hopefully this is just something that will help you guys out. This is just really a lot of tips and tricks for you guys who are newer to the game. I'm just going to kind of put the list up. So for you guys who just needed the talking points, they will also be on the screen for you guys to just kind of look at. Thank you guys for watching. And again, I will see you on the next one. Peace.